Ain't too special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Yeah, he like, you trying to take this to another level? I'm like, man, you better go ahead on about your business, man. I ain't saying nothing to you. He tell me, y'all, you think it's funny? You think you could do this to me for real? Now, in my mind, I'm looking at the cat like I already know he crazy. You see what I'm saying? And then, like I say, I ain't even gonna front. I'm telling you, he mean with them feet. I done seen him do that work with them feet. He mean with them feet. And, you know, I don't know what else he know, you know, with all this kung fu stuff. I ain't dealing with none of that stuff, period. You understand me? I ain't dealing with none of that, period. I already know you a dangerous cat as far as, you know, dealing with you outside this ring, you know, because like I say, he done put some work in out there. He got a reputation. He done, you know, beat people up. He done, you know, did a little Bethlehem work and everything. So I already know he crazy. Plus he from Petersburg. You know what I'm saying? Enough said. So I'm telling him though, but at the same time, I'm gonna deal with him accordingly. So I'm telling him, man, you better go ahead on about your business. So he tell me something, no, y'all think something funny out here. Y'all think it's sweet. You know, like, can you do it outside the ring? You trying to see me? I said, man, you better get away from me, dog. Straight up, I'm telling you. So we arguing, and then somebody else said, you know, like, yeah, man, Kung Fu, man, come on, man, tighten up, man. Everybody just watching the joint. So he turned and focused his attention to him. Who talking to you? Who said something to you? Dude said, man, I'm just saying. So he walk up on dude. Dude tell him, hey, look, man, don't walk up on me. So when he said don't walk up on me and put his hands out, man, Kung Fu went into some type of little stance and advanced on him. And next thing you know, man, his feet came up, kicked him straight in the face. Wow! Dude fell back. He got up on him and started whooping him. Wop, 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 wop. And next thing you know, the police hollered. Call the joint, come running in there, police flooding, coming running in there. They go over there, they break the joint up, they tussle all of them down, get them all down, wrestle him up, ball him up, cuff him up, get dude up, dude laying down there bloody, beat up. Everybody sitting around there looking like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Where all this come from? And they taking him out there, telling all of us, go lock up now, lock up, everybody lock up. So they taking Kung Fu out there with the cuffs on. He gonna look at me and tell me something, yeah, that was meant for you. I look right back at him. I said, yeah, you gave it to the right person, bro. You gave it to the right person. He said, yeah, all right. Took him on up out of there, right? He locked him up, took dude over to medical or wherever he had to go. And that was crazy. It just was a crazy situation. All because his ego was involved because dudes was laughing. But when you done beat up all these people and dudes, and you sitting out there laughing about the people you beat up, but now you can't take it. You can dish it, but you can't take it. You see what I'm saying? I ain't really had no beef with him, but I won't let him do nothing to me. And knowing that he know all that old fake karate stuff, I won't even entertain that. He was gonna get that Bethlehem is what he was gonna get messing with me. I won't even gonna entertain. You ain't kicking me in my face and doing none of that foolishness to me. I ain't going for none of that. So yeah, man, so I'm glad it worked out the way it did. You know, he ended up getting out of jail a couple of months later. He put up on me, you know what I'm saying? I'm prepared. I'm prepared, you know. But he put up on me, told me he wanted to talk to me, man. He was telling me, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? He got into his feelings or whatever, ain't no beef, everything all right, woo, woo, woo. He did what he did to dude, because dude ain't had nothing to do with it. Dude should have kept his mouth closed, such and such and such, right? So, boom, we left it at that. Took him about a month or two later, you know what I'm saying? He ended up getting on back on the boxing team and everything. And sure enough, man, about a couple of weeks after that, we got to sparring. Now, mind you, sometimes they got dudes that sneak down the gym that don't supposed to be in the gym. Because I told you, don't nobody supposed to be in there on certain times and certain days but the boxing team. But you got dudes trying to what they call beat wreck. They beat wreck, they'll sneak down there, sneak out, they'll sneak in the gym. So you might look over in the bleachers in the gym, you might got 10, 15, 20 dudes in there that don't supposed to be in there, but they just watching us work out. And when we spar, they watching us spar. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember, man, when they called us to spar again, so me and him, we in there sparring. Now, I'm thinking now we got some type of understanding, some type of mutual respect. So we get in there, we get to sparring. I could tell off the first round, the Joker is on some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? He acting crazy. He trying to go all hard. Because I guess because he see the people is watching and he is in his ego. So, man, I'm like, okay. I tell him, he catch me with a good shot one time, but it's a hard shot. And I tell him, I said, oh, so that's what we doing? That's what we doing? He tell me something, just box, man, just box. So that was it. I started turning it up. Boom, 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 boom. I'm hitting him like he hitting me. So I'm lighting him up, right? I'm lighting him up. Next thing you know, pop, I done bust his nose. Boom, I done bust his lip. So he getting madder and madder. So the coach even tell us, he said, man, y'all pipe down, man. Y'all supposed to be just sparring, pipe down. But I'm telling him, I'm like, shh, I'm doing whatever he doing. You know what I'm saying? He talking about, oh, we all right. So he steady coming at me. I'm steady lighting him up. Then I turn around and catch him with a good uppercut, a left uppercut, dead on the money, set him down. Bing! And all them dudes on the bleachers started laughing, and there he go in his feelings again. He get in his ego. He jump up, he charging me, acting all crazy, but he out of composure. So I'm steady lighting him up. So then the coach saying, look, man, we getting ready to stop this. Y'all don't get this stuff in order, we getting ready to stop it. Y'all can't, you know what I'm saying, come in here and do what y'all supposed to do. If this stuff personal, y'all need squads that woo woo. So boom, he pull us to the side. This is what he's saying. I'm like, okay, it's all good. So boom, we go one more round, and we working and everything, and I'm still giving him the business. He trying to do what he can do. And man, as soon as this dude holler break, when he holler break, I had just hit him with a straight right hand, and I was throwing the hook. So when he holler break, time up, bell ring, bing, I said boom, and I throw the hook. But when I throw the hook, I throw it and pull it so it don't hit him because he holler break. Man, I'm exposed like this. Do you know this chump cocked back and hit me dead in my ribs? Ma! I said, ah! And because I felt it. And I turned around to go to charge him, and I can feel the sharp pain just run through me. I'm like, oh man, I said, and I'm cussing, you know what I'm saying? I'm cussing. I'm like, man, you did that on purpose, though. He said, I ain't heard it, man. I said, you heard it, man. You know what I'm saying? So the coach was like, man, y'all, I said, boy, you can't never do that no more. You can't never do it. He said, man, I ain't do it on purpose. I told you. I'm like, man, oh yeah, all right. So boom, I'm telling him he can't, but I'm in pain. I ain't telling you no lie. I'm in pain, and I'm trying to raise my arm. I'm like, oh man, he done hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So I leave. You know what I'm saying? When practice over, man, I go ahead. The coach say, man, go ahead, go down to medical. So I go down to medical, and they check me out and everything, man. This dude done gave me a small crack in my ribs. He done gave me a small crack in my ribs, man. And I had never had that before. Now, once they told me I got that, and they said they can't casket or nothing because it's your ribs and you steady breathing in and out. So all thing they had to do, they said the only thing I healed it was ace bandage in time. So I got an ace bandage wrapped all around my waist. He done put me out of commission. You know, this don't hurt. I'm thinking about getting that Bethlehem and go ahead on and take him out of here because I know he did it on purpose. So I'm in my feelings now. He trying to claim he didn't do it, man. So it was just a big old thing. But the thing about that is, man, if you ain't never had one of them injuries right there, you don't never want one. Man, that thing had me out of commission for almost a year. Almost a year. I could not take no hits on it because it would have just re-injured it or whatever. So, man, even working out, man, you throw certain moves and start hurting again. So it basically, it basically put me out of commission, man. And needless to say, I never liked him from that point on. And if he would have ever got back in that ring in front of me, I was going to try to knock his whole head off. But yeah, I know he did it on purpose. He can say what he want to say. If you watching this right now, you know you did it on purpose. But yeah, man, he messed me up with that jump. But it was all because I was getting him the business. I was getting him the business, man. So it was crazy, man. So like I say, I had to sit back on the sideline then and watch everything else unfold, man. All the matches, dudes training, all of this and all that. They started bringing in the military dudes, man. I couldn't get that work. I eventually got it later, you know what I'm saying, years later. But to get that work right there with them dudes coming in, and some of them dudes came in, man, was sharp, man. Some of them Army dudes was sharp. But you know what I'm saying, they was taking some L's in there too. You know, Kung Fu gave a couple of them some L's. JoJo gave a couple of them some L's. Preacher Man, we had this dude named Preacher Man, man. He was nice with it. You know, shout out to Bruh Boy. You know, he was a Christian, real Christian. You know, talked everything about God. He would knock you out. put the Bible right on your chest and tell you God bless you. God bless you, bro. True story. He give dude, every dude he knock out, he give him a Bible. He give him a little personal Bible, tell him, God bless you, right? So, we had some good dudes in there, man. They could really fight and everything, man. You even had the dude in there, what's his name, man? He fought pro, man. He fought pro, and he was a heavyweight, and he got all the way up to, he had a good record too, and he went out and ended up coming back. Man, his name slipped my mind right now. But he was good, man. He was real good, and he ended up fighting. He even fought Michael Spinks one time. Michael Spinks, and Michael Spinks was the light heavyweight champion of the world, who ended up becoming the heavyweight champion of the world, who ended up becoming one of the best heavyweight champions of all times. Took the belt from Larry Holmes, and he took the belt from Larry Holmes and didn't lose it again until he fought Tyson. And in Michael Spinks' whole career, he only got one loss, which was to Tyson. After he lost to Tyson, he ended up retiring. So that let you know the old boy went 9 rounds with him, and they stopped the fight off of a cut. So that just let you know how good my brother really was. He was a Muslim brother, and his name will come to me before this video over, hopefully. But yeah, he was sharp, man. And sometimes we used to have to go in that gym, and we used to have to spar. When they had spar days, they'll put him at the head. Now, mind you, he a heavyweight. He ain't number like 5'10", but he about 220, 225. He's solid. And on spar days, man, you had to spar. Everybody had to spar him. He sparred the whole gym, back to back to back to back. It don't matter if you was a lightweight, heavyweight, middleweight, no matter what. You had to go see him for at least a round or two. And he ain't take no mercy on you. He ain't take no mercy on you, man. He used to be giving it to you. Yeah. And boy, it was brutal. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Getting hit by him was brutal. It made you tighten your defense up, that's for sure. And he was mean, man. He was a mean dude. He had a bald head, and he had the beard and the mustache. And man, he was vicious, you know what I'm saying? So dudes dreaded that. They had to spar with him that day. But everybody had to do it if you was on that boxing team. This was part of what you had to do. So yeah, man. I can remember he was sparring this big, tall, heavyweight dude one day, man. This dude was probably about, Tree. Tree was probably about, he was probably about 6'6", 6'7". And man, I can remember, man, he used to, old boy used to throw that uppercut, and he used to yell with it. Yeah! And boy, everybody, when he in there sparring, and you heard that noise, everybody look, because they know if somebody got caught with that, it wasn't a good look. And man, he was sparring Tree one day, and Tree kept trying to keep that long jab out there on him. And man, he slid in and hit him with that uppercut, and he hollered, yeah! And set him right down, boom! And his head hit the back of that floor, because when we couldn't get in the gym, everybody couldn't, the ring, everybody couldn't use the ring, so you had dudes sparring outside the ring too on the basketball court. So he fell back, man, his head hit that floor, man, boom, boom, and bounced up, out of there, straight to medical. Had to go straight to medical. And old boy ain't care, he lined up, who next? Who next? He ain't care, because that's all he doing was giving out work, and he ain't care who got the work. But when you had to go in there to get that work from him, you was gonna take a good pounding that day for sure. Because he ain't care about how much you weigh, how big you was, what size you was. He was in the box, man, and he gave that work up, man. He was a bad boy, man. So we used to have some mean sparring wars in there, man. Mean sparring wars, mean workout sections, man. It was just a good atmosphere. It was filled with energy, man. Everybody was training, man. Everybody was ego driven. Ain't nobody want to get beat, because the whole compound gonna be talking about you if you get beat. Everybody gonna be talking about you, whispering about you when you walk by. They may say, hey, what's up? But all the time, they laughing at you, But at the same time, they ain't getting in the ring themselves. But they used to have that. They used to have open joints called smokers, where they could, call dudes to get in there. If you got to beef with a dude, you got to beef with a dude, or you want to see a dude, you see a dude. And they get in there, man, and man, that used to be some crazy stuff. You used to get in there and see some of the people on the compound that you thought was like that because of their mouth or because of their size, and they get up in that ring and look like straight, uncut America's Funniest Videos. I'm talking about America's funniest. They swinging all wild and crazy and don't know what they doing. And half of them be getting knocked out. Then they get knocked out. Then they get mad. They want to rumble after the match because they trying to save their reputation. They want to go get the belt for the hand. Oh, I'm going to kill him. For what? You got in the ring on your own. You asked to get in there. But no, they can't take it. The ego get in the way. See, it's easy to look at that stuff from the sideline and think you can do it. But it's a different story, man, when you get up in there and you got to actually face this dude one-on-one and you going, man, nah, it don't work like that. But you couldn't tell them that, man. Everybody thought they could do it because it was popular, because, you know, it was the talk of the compound, so everybody want to try it. So you get in there with somebody, you trying to pick somebody you think you could beat, you better pick the right one. You better pick the right one, because some of them dudes get in there, and even though they swinging wild or something, they can catch you. Then you got some dudes that got natural power. They got a one-hitter quitter. They can't fight, but as soon as the bell ring, they run and say, man, man, man. And one of them catch you, they going out. And then everybody laughing, and everybody praising them, and everybody praising the dude that knocked you out. Everybody laughing at the dude who got knocked out. So if you got a reputation now, dudes saying you got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a crazy dynamic, man. It's a crazy atmosphere, man. But it used to be mad fun, man. I used to love it. And watching them smokers, they watch the dudes, they just like amateurs, just go at it. Yeah, some of the most funniest stuff you ever seen in your life. But you also seen things that, you know what I'm saying, that just entertained you. And that's what was the most fun about it. That's why the wardens and the COs and all of them, they used to come. They used to just be entertained by that stuff. And they used to watch these smokers, man, and love it. But in that gym, man, we had some major wars go on in there too. Some major spar wars, man, where these weren't the actual matches, but they were sparring, man. And a lot of those turned into, you know, even bigger events than the matches, man, because everybody's in there training, everybody trying to get, you know what I'm saying, in shape, everybody trying to hone their skills, everybody trying to get sharper. So that's what some of the best work come out, you know, just like they say in real boxing, the match is already won in the gym before you actually get in the ring. The work you put in the gym is what you get the result when you get in the ring. But that work is put in the gym, so that's where all the real work go at, man. It goes down in that gym, man. And I can remember some mean sparring. Oh, and that's old brother name just popped in my head, man. Y'all see my mind getting old. Yes, the brother that I say used to spar everybody, man. He was a Muslim brother. His name was Brother Naji. Brother Naji. Anybody was back on Greensville in the day know Brother Naji. Brother Naji ended up, like I say, he ended up fighting Michael Spinks in a pro fight. He had a really good record too, but he ended up getting locked up again as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he ended up being on there with me, because this was his second incarceration after he had already had a pro career. But he was still mean, man. He was a bad boy, man. I'm telling you, he was a bad boy. Like I say, about 5'10", about two something. But he was, he swing, call that money out, he holler, man. And if that stuff hit you, boy, it was painful. Trust me, I done took a many of his body shots. Thankfully, I ain't take too many head shots from him, but I done took a many of his body shots, man. And it was vicious, you know. He ain't cut no corners. He ain't had no breaks on nobody. And like good spar wars with him, I can remember an epic joint with him and Bro Boyd, man, the one I called, tell y'all, this preacher man, to give you that Bible. I can remember them waging war in there one day, man, and everybody in the gym just stopped to watch them, man. They sparred about 5-6 rounds, and it was vicious, man. It was give and take. But mostly, you know, Naji was getting out on him because, like I say, Naji was a natural heavyweight and had actually been out there and fought pro and been in there with some of the best in the world. And Bro Boy was skilled, though. He was from out that city out there from D.C. too. He was skilled, and he wasn't as big as Naji. Bro Boy was probably about 5'9", and he probably weighed about 195. But he could thump. I mean, he could thump, man. He could take it and he can give it. And, man, they waged war in there one day, man, for about 5 or 6 rounds. And that jump was vicious. Everybody was watching. It was give and take, give and take. And then Naji started to impose his will on him because, like I say, he hit so hard and he was so fluid with his movement. And he did a lot of bobbing and weaving and coming back and forth at you. And, man, it was hard to stand up under that type of pressure. And as the rounds went on, he started wearing Bruh Boy down, man. But Bruh Boy had some good rounds in there and put in some good work to be in there with a heavyweight like him and a real seasoned vet fighter. You know what I'm saying? So everybody gave Bruh Boy his props, man. But he was lumped up. He was lumped up, man. He was lumped up. Lumped up. But that's it. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You be in them sparring wars and you be in them matches, you gonna get hit. That's the name of the game. That's boxing. That's just how it go. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go. I can remember myself, man, sparring a dude, man. This dude was like 6'3", 6'4". And he had a mean jab, man. I mean a mean jab, but I was ducking the jab and slipping the jab. But every time I slipped the jab or ducked the jab, he'd catch me on the forehead, which was a whole lot better than getting caught in the nose, in the jaw, or in the mouth or something. He'd catch me on the forehead. So I can remember the next day, I got all these whelps on my forehead, man. My whole forehead is red. And then like the following day was visiting day, so I can remember going in there to the visiting room, man, seeing my mom with all these bruises on my forehead. Cause I'm I ain't light skinned. I'm like a pecan tan, brother. You understand? But I bruise easily. So if I get hit, that's one thing about me. Can't nobody tell you they got out on me. Cause you'll be able to see it on my face if I got beat up because I bruised. So yeah, man, I had these marks on my forehead. My mom was looking at me like, what in the world done happened to you, boy? And I was just telling her, I said, nah, that's just boxing practice and stuff. She said, yeah, well, you need to do something else, But yeah, that was that long jab he had on me, that long jab, and I couldn't get around it. But when I did get around it and I touched that body, he ain't like that at all because he was soft in the body. You got to find a dude's weakness and you got to capitalize on that. That's how you exploit boxing. That's what made dudes like Mayweather so good because he was able to dissect your skills by the time you get to 3 and 4 rounds, and he knew what to do from that point on. He collect that data and then he go ahead and operate on you. And that's what you got to be able to do with that boxing thing, man. But great sparring wars, man. And man, the best one I had myself, man, it's like I told y'all about the brother JoJo, man. And shout out to brother JoJo, man. This brother right here, man, was very talented, man. He was really talented, man. And like I say, we had got off on that wrong foot and stuff, and then they got wind to the coaches or whatnot. Then we ain't never really get to put no work in. So I can remember we moved around each other. We ain't speak enough. We walked by each other, nod or whatever at the most. But I can remember, man, one day we was in practice, man, and a lot of dudes ain't show up because certain buildings had got put on lock. Certain, they had, fights and stuff in the building, so they locked the building up. So a lot of dudes was in that building and couldn't come to practice, you know what I'm saying, for like a week because they getting shook down. They doing an investigation in the building. So we got less dudes in the gym. So it just so happened that we in the gym one day and it's sparring day, man. We supposed to get some work in, and I'm over there jumping rope or whatnot, and I heard the coach calling out, dudes to spar, calling out names and everything. So next thing you know, he called me out, and then he looking around the gym and he calls out JoJo. So everybody in the gym now is like, what? So now me and him, we got. He said, suit up, man. Y'all suit up. So boom, we got to get it in. So dudes been waiting to see this. Dudes been wanting to see this. So it's crazy, and the attention is thick. And I ain't gonna tell you no lie, the anticipation in me was thick. My heart pumping, my adrenaline flowing because I don't know how it's gonna go. Now we supposed to spar or whatever, but we ain't never really did it. And then like I say, we ain't the best of friends, and we done had these little words. And like I told you, the dude shop, so you really got to be on your game when you messing with him. His forte is that overhand right, man. He stay here in the pocket. He do a lot of bobbing and weaving. He don't do a lot of bagging up. He comes straight forward, but he slips, and he drops that overhand on you. Boom! And man, I done seen him settle many dudes down with it. So going in it, I got that in my mind to pay attention to the overhand. Plus, these months and stuff been gone by, and almost a year or something, and I have seen him, work in the gym. He's seen me. So I don't know if he really been watching me, but I really been watching him, because that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know when you're going to face this dude or somebody like him or somebody of his skills. So, man, yeah, man, we suit up and everything. We come up there, man. The coach tell us straight up. He said, look here, man. Y'all working. I don't want no foolishness out of y'all, man. Let's get some good work in. So we like, boom, boom, boom. We dap up. We come out. And, man, it was all right for about a good, a minute and a half. And after that, I started feeling the whistles of the punches coming. Bam, bam. They coming fast and fast. Wow, wow, wow. So I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Old boy trying to, put that heat on me. So I'm like, whoa. So boom, he might have caught me once or twice with good jabs, but nothing real significant. But the jab had so much heat on it, you really know what the business was. So after the first round was over, and we come out for the second round, I tell him, I said, you said the pace, man, however you want to do it. So when I said that, he like, man, shut up, pop, pop, throw an uppercut and a hook. Now the uppercut missed, but the hook caught me on the side of the head, and I slid to the side. And after that, I know what time it is. It's on. We rocking and rolling from here. So now I'm throwing heat too. Mop. You know what I'm saying? He throwing heat. So we mixing it up. So the coach Harley said, all right, y'all know what you're doing? So he said, man, we good. I'm like, I'm good. So we rumbling. So everybody in the gym now done stop doing what they doing. They done stop jumping rope. They done stop hitting the bag, hitting the speed bag. Now everybody looking at us because they wanted to see it anyway. All the time they looking out the side of their eye anyway, but now they just literally just stopped and watching us. So we getting it funky up in there, man. I mean, we getting it, and I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I was just getting out on him, because the dude can fight. I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, and the whole time I was locked up, just one-on-one, I think he was probably the best that I fought. You know what I'm saying? He was just that skilled. He had a lot of skills. He had been doing it all his life. He had a lot of skills. He stayed in shape. He was a sleeper too, because you look at him, he won't cut up or nothing like that. He was just, regular, solid, you know what I'm saying? But, man, that boy can throw them things, man. He can throw them things. You slip on him and you going to sleep. So we mixing it up in there. I'm catching him with some good shots. He catching me with some good shots. You know what I'm saying? We working. So we get about the fifth round, sixth round. We supposed to be going six, but we about in the fifth round. That's when it get real thick. You know what I'm saying? He throwing heat, I'm throwing heat. He catching me, I'm catching him. So I started going to the body. Mop, trying to break him down to the body. As I'm going to the body, he keep on trying to counter me up top, so I keep slipping and ducking. But I know the stuff that he throwing, if he catch me, it's gonna hurt me, you know what I'm saying? Because I can feel the wind from him. You can feel the pressure from that stuff. So you slipping and letting that stuff slide across the top of your head and trying not to get caught solid. But then I started hitting him with the feint jab, man, and then I feint the jab and I pop the real jab, boom, and come back with the right hand. But I kept missing him with the right hand. So I kept trying to peep his tendencies. He stay up here in the pocket and he don't back up. So I said to myself, I'm gonna catch him with the left hook. I'm gonna catch him with the left hook. I'm gonna put that feint jab out there and I'm gonna turn it into the hook. And I'm gonna try to catch him like that. And after the hook, I'm coming with the uppercut. And sure enough, I keep on picking at him and doing the same thing. Picking at him, doing the same thing. So boom, we in the last round and we rumbling. I'm coming back doing the same thing. See, boxing is a chess match. You got to get a person used to thinking that you're going to do one thing, but all the time you got your mind on doing something else. You trying to divert his attention to what you really trying to do. So I'm trying to feed him all of this at the same time, but my plans is to catch him, and that's what I do. I pump it out there and I fake again. He do the same thing. I see what he do. So when I do it this time, I turn it into a power left hook. Boom! And when I turn it into a left hook, I catch him. And when I catch him and he fade over, I come right with the uppercut. Whop! Caught him. Flush. You can feel in boxing when you catch somebody flush because you feel the impact on your hand. So I know I caught him flush. He was trying to bend down and I came up as he bending down, caught him flush in the nose. Blood, snot just shot out his nose. And he just blew. That's how boxers, you see boxers, and blew it out his nose. But I know he was hurt, and I knew the impact of it. So he come at me hard. He swung that overhand. Whop! He barely missed me because I ducked in and came up, which made it caught me on the back of my shoulder. But I felt it was so hard that I know he trying to hurt me now because he got hurt. So boom, we finished out the round and everything, man. He wanted to go one more round. I told him I'm good with it. Coach said, nah, that's it. Y'all did good work. Good work. The whole gym was clapping and everything. Said good work, good work. But this is the thing now. Everybody said we was about even. I could go for that. I could settle for that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, his nose was broke. Broke his nose. Had to go to medical. Nose was broke. You know what I'm saying? That came from that uppercut, caught him flush. You see what I'm saying? So I take it. They say even. I say my nose ain't broke. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I had a busted lip. He had a busted lip too. But my nose was intact. His nose was broke. Now, you going to get busted lips in there. you going to get black eyes in boxing. That just comes with the territory. That's just how it is. But, truth be told, you know, but yeah, man, it was a beautiful thing, man. Me and him, we ain't never really, you know, get into it no more. They never let us, you know, actually fight each other, nothing like that. So it was mutual respect between both of us. But I think the coaches knew the tension was too high, and they knew this thing was gonna probably get out of hand. So they ain't never let, you know, match us up again. I sparred other dudes, he sparred other dudes all the time that we was there. The rest of the time up in the joint. But he was a cool dude, man. And I tell you, man, like I said, I give him a salute because he can rumble, bro. Trust and believe. You get in there with him, or he used to get him a G.I. Joe, man, did business when they came in there. Yeah, he was real talented, brother. Real talented dude, man. But man, that's just a little bit of my, you know, boxing life in prison. Whole lot of more stories I can tell you about boxing, man. Other dudes' fights, my fights, things like that, man. You know, sparring wars, training, how the officers and everybody reacted to the fights and how they treated you with the fights, how they used to show them fights in that visiting room, man, and people be so, you know, intrigued by it, man. I'd have been in there and people done seen me on there fighting and look over and say, that's him, man, and give me a little claps and everything. So it was a beautiful experience, man. I was so sad when they took it out the system, man, that it just was a big downer, man, for everybody. And it took a good positive event out of the system. There was a lot of dudes harnessed their energy into that when it was going on, and when you took it away, they had to focus that energy other places, and 9 times out of 10, it wasn't as positive as what they had going on with the boxing, man. So I was always sad they took that away, but I kept training, and I always tried to stay in shape while I was in there. But it was a beautiful thing. I had a beautiful experience in there boxing. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people, man, and made a lot of different friends, man, that I'll still be friends with to this day, man. So salute to all of them, man. And I just wanted to share some of this experience with y'all about this boxing thing, man. Y'all know how I'm passionate about it and love it. So if y'all want to know some more of my boxing stories, man, prison boxing and things of that, man, you let me know in the comments. Y'all like this video, share this video, man. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't subscribed, man. And we'll be back with another one real soon. TBP, stand up. I love y'all out there. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the love at all times. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions, and don't forget, never, ever, ever hook with a hook.
The bacon special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.